Liftoff will start in T-minus 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have ignition.
It's time! 17 seconds from Game 7 or from championship number 6. Jordan open. Chicago with the lead. Michael got a piece of it. It comes off. The Chicago Bulls have won their 6th NBA championship.
Tying run at second, 2 out. Palmero over the head of Jenks. Uribe charges, throws, out! And the White Sox have won the World Series.
To the far side around the 8-yard line to Hester. Under it and to the middle with the 15 to the 20, breaks free to the 25 to the 30 to the outside. 40, midfield, 40, 30 to the coast, 20, 15, Hester 5. Oh! Touchdown!
Toward Bryant. He will glove it toward Rizzo. It's in time. And the Chicago Cubs win the World Series.
What up, what up, what up? Welcome to Shawn and Maya in the morning on this Hump Day edition. I'm your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra. Thanks for tuning in. Listen, if you're watching us on Facebook Live, well, then I guess you found us on Facebook. And if you're not following us on Facebook, what? Listen, go to Facebook, type in Sports Zone Chicago, click the like button, and now you're following Sports Zone Chicago. Simple, but wait, there's more. Go to the show's page. Go to Shawn and Maya in the morning as well. Like that page on Facebook, and not only are you following Sports Zone Chicago, but you'll be following Shawn and Maya in the morning as well. If you're watching us on our YouTube channel, excellent! And if you're not subscribed to our YouTube channel, for real. All right, listen, go to YouTube, type in Sports Zone Chicago, click the subscribe button. Also, click the notification button. That's the bell. That's the little bell. That'll let you know anytime a show from Sports Zone Chicago is going live. All right, get it? Got it? Good. Ooh, messing with my little tea. I'm excited to have my tea. You know I love me my tea. Woo. Now, if you're watching us on our mobile app, come on, man. Don't even tell me you didn't know we had a mobile app. Stop it. Listen. Go get it. Go download it. So wherever you get your apps from, it doesn't matter where. It could be iTunes, Google Play, Amazon, Walmart, Kmart, 7-Eleven, Zayre, Zemsky, Macy, Montgomery Ward, Venture, Woolworth. Doesn't matter. Okay? Go there. You type in Sports Zone Chicago. You download it. You take us with you on the go. So not only do you get Shawn and Maya in the morning 3 days a week, not only do you get our other live shows throughout the week, not only are they archived there like they are on Facebook and YouTube, but I'll tell you what, we give you a slew. And I mean a slew of articles thanks to my man Clarence Council the Third. Big up to Clarence for keeping you abreast of all articles Chicago sports related. Now, if you're watching this on our mobile, on our Roku channel, I like that kind of party, baby. Listen, if you don't know, you better ask somebody. Sports Zone Chicago, we have our own Roku channel. Yes. So if you have a Roku television in the house, do us a favor. All right, download Sports Zone Chicago's channel to your television. You can watch us on the big screen. Put it right there next to Netflix, Apple Plus, Prime, Max, Hulu, Stars. Speaking of Stars, I'm excited to see Raising Kanan. The next episode, that shit is getting good. Good. Showtime. Put it right there. Smack dab in the middle of all of them. Okay? And if you have more than one Roku device in the house, do us a favor. Download it to all of the televisions, the Roku TVs in the house. I know one might be in a kid's room where they just watch Barney and Teletubbies and whatever else kids watch nowadays. That's okay. Just do us that favor. Just do us that solid, would you? Appreciate you. Now, you can also tweet the show. You can tweet us at Sports Zone Shy. That's CHI. At Sports Zone Shy. Now, if you want to follow me, just me, personally online. You want to know what I did? Well, let me tell you what I did. You want to know what I did? Here's what I did. I made it nice and easy for you folks. Nice and easy. One handle. for Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, and TikTok. All one handle at the Shawn Sierra. If you want to follow my lovely co-host, Maya Kai, you can follow her on Facebook and Twitter at the Sports Chica. If you want to follow her on Instagram because you're an IGer and you do it just for the gram, well, then just follow her at Maya_Akai, MAYA_AKAI. We have a phenomenal show for you, but I need you to get interactive with us today. So whatever platform you're watching us on, whether it's Facebook, whether it's YouTube, whether it's our mobile app, do us a favor. Leave a question or comment on that platform. It'll come up here in the thread. And it'll come up here and we will incorporate it. We'll put it on the screen. We'll incorporate it into the show. And that, my friends, is what makes this the best morning Chicago sports talk show around. And that's you. So bring them all, baby. I want them all. Questions, comments, smart-ass remarks. Because you know what? Ain't nobody scared over here. Like The Rock said, baby, don't sing it. Just bring it. Let's see who we got in the chat already because this thing's jumping to begin with. Oh, my goodness. Lavette Lee in the Mickey Ficky house. Good morning, Mama. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. She was early. Man, she was early. That's what I'm talking about. My man Cornelia Squalls in the Mickey Ficky house. Good morning, Papa. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. Be nice. Be smooth. Because be nice to my man Brandon. Be smooth, Brendan. I'm Brendan. Brian, what's up, Papa? Good morning. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. See, be smooth. Be nice is Brendan. Be smooth is Brian. But Sean Wall's in the Mickey Ficky house. Happy hump day. You know it, baby. You know it's hump day. That's what I'm talking about. Man. Yes, sir. Yes, Brian. Good morning. Listen, I don't know a lot about a lot, but I do know this. More of the usual suspects will chime in as the show goes on. That I know. I don't know a lot about a lot, but I do know that. We have a great show for you today, and I'm fired up about it. At 10 o'clock, our man Lester Wiltfong Jr., he's the editor-in-chief. He's the head honcho over there at Windy City Gridiron. He's going to join us talking some Bears football today. You know, I'm listening to hot but good. So I'm listening to sports talk this morning because I like to hear what people who haven't played the game think. Just because. Or people who haven't played the game or been disconnected from the game in a long time. See what they think. And we're going to talk about some stuff today. And part of me, and Brian, be nice. I'm always nice. Now, my man, be nice is Brendan. He's out on the left coast. Should be smooth. and part of me wants to call in sometimes and be like, no, you guys are completely off. You're completely off. And there was a gentleman who called in today and it had a great, he put my thoughts and the thoughts of some people very succinctly on the show. And I was like, dude, that was a good call. And I want to talk about that a little bit later today. In that, I want to talk about that. There's a lot going on. And you know, put it this way: there's no way that Bears Nation is going to be 100% happy with whatever happens. Okay, with whatever happens. If you keep if you keep Justin Fields, you're gonna have those Justin haters who are going to be mad. If you trade Justin Fields, you're going to have people like me who are going to be mad. All right. And there's nothing in between. It's very, very polarizing, this situation. Very, very polarizing. Interesting, polarizing. But we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about, and trust me, I respect other opinions. I just don't agree with them. All right. I don't agree with some of the opinions that some people have because of there's natural biases, because of not looking and not understanding deeply why things are happening. You know, And you know what? Let me start this way. A second caller called up, and he made a perfect point. And he was, and he was talking about. He said, "Listen, wasn't last year set up to fail?" Now, Dan Wiederer has this article coming out soon, Friday. All right, you got a free plug, Dan. Don't worry about it. I'm not a fan of your work or your take on things, okay? But you get a free plug. All right. He rates Justin Fields starts, 35 starts, I think it is to this point, 17, 34. Yeah. Okay. Wows, good, crappy, whatever. He rates all 35 starts in the Chicago Tribune on Friday. Right. He was talking about it today. And he said, well, Justin Fields had X amount of chances to come back in the fourth quarter and one-score games. He didn't do it. Or he only did it X amount of times. Okay. Which is all factual. But you got to peel back the layers. You've got to peel back the layers on this scenario. Okay. You know what? I'll hold that thought. Hold that thought. Because I do want to get into the top of the morning topics. And here's what we'll do. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about peeling back the layers. Okay? We'll talk about peeling back the layers from what people like Dan Wiederer and other local, some national, but some other local writers have put out. Okay? Let's talk about it. But 10 o'clock, Lester Wilfong Jr., editor-in-chief at Windy City Gridiron. He's going to join us, and man, it's going to be, get your questions ready. Get your question ready for me. Get your questions ready for him. Okay? We do have other sports to talk about, contrary to popular demand. We have other sports that we need to talk about. And then toward the end of the show, maybe right after the first break, I had a good night last night. My high school coach was in town. So he has a house here. Him and his wife have a condo in Florida. And he was in town for what? I don't remember. But we got a lot of us from my state semifinal team, the Catholic League champions team, the CCL. It's called Catholic League Champion. We went our division or whatever. Met up with him last night. It was good, and we'll talk about that as well. But guys, you know how we do the first segment of every show. It's called Top of the Morning.
He won't come just when you want it.
Top of the morning to you. Top of the morning to you. Top of the morning to you.
Let's read the first top of the morning topic. Which way do we go? Here's where we go. The Blackhawks, baby. That's what I'm talking about. I told you this team is exciting. The Blackhawks. They beat the Colorado Avalanche last night over on the west side, over at the UC, 3-2. Mrazek, he stopped 35 of 37 shots. Donato lit the lamp for the fifth time this season. Lucas Reichel for the third time, and Tyler Johnson for the seventh time, assisting on all those goals. Or Zaitsev, he had his third and fourth helpers of the year. The rookie sensation himself, Connor Bedard, 15th and 16th helpers of the season. Donato, not only did he score a goal, he got an assist, his seventh of the season, and Foligno with his ninth helper of the season. This team is exciting. I told you. They're not very good. They're exciting. And they're going to be in every game, or just about all the games every year, because they are exciting, because they have a Connor Bedard, because they have young talent. They just need more. Okay. That's it. It just need more. Colorado's second in the Central Division, 31 with a total points. They're tied 40 points. They're tied with Dallas in the Western Conference. 19 wins, 10 losses, 2 overtime wins. For a total of 40 points. They're atop the Central Division in the Western Conference. The Blackhawks are at the bottom, dead last, with 19 points. Literally, they have more than double our points. So this team is exciting. This team is always going to keep us on the edge of our seat because we want to see, can Connor Bedard do this? Can Connor Bedard do that? Who else beside Connor Bedard can step up? Who does Connor Bedard set up? Who comes up big? There's a goalie standing on his head tonight. All these things. Just exciting. Exciting, exciting, exciting. Well, where's this one? Where'd it go? No. Yeah. Next top of the morning topic. The Bulls. Tonight. The Bulls have a first of a back-to-back tonight at the United Center as they host the new reigning in-season tournament champion, Los Angeles Lakers. See, they had a banner raising ceremony. Oh, God. So they host the Lakers tonight. Tip-off is at 7 p.m. Central. You can watch that game on NBC Sports Chicago, or you can listen to the game on the radio on their flagship 670 AM. They celebrated the in-season tournament championship. They have, it's an IST champions. Like, so you're adding that to your legacy. All right. Sticking with the Bulls, unfortunately, the next top of the morning topic is not good. Torrey Craig, free agent signing this offseason. He will be sidelined 8 to 10 weeks due to an acute sprain of his right plantar fascia. They said 8 weeks, but listening to Casey Johnson this morning, he said it'll be a minimum of 8 weeks, 8 to 10 weeks. So he's going to have 4 weeks in a boot and then rehab. So depending on how fast he can rehab, how much he cannot aggravate the plantar fascia, that's the bottom of your foot. Remember, Joakim Noah had this situation as well. So Torrey Craig, who's been a good defender, has hit a lot of threes for us to this point of the season. He's gone 8 to 10 weeks. That's a big blow. That's a really big blow for this Bulls team, who as of late has been playing very, very well. And to lose a guy like him on both ends of the court, it's going to hurt. It's going to hurt. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. The next top of the morning topic. Where'd you go? Cubs. Uh-oh. The Cubs are still in the hunt. Just like the Bears were, the Cubs are still in the hunt for Cody Bellinger. However, according to a Major League executive who asked to remain nameless, Scott Boras, who is Cody Bellinger's agent, says he's looking for a, quote, package well over $200 million, quote. As reportedly, according to this Major League Baseball executive, he's, quote unquote, not budging. So, Cub fans, what do you do? What do you do, Cub fans? The ball's in your court. He's not asking for $200 million. No. He's asking for a package well over $200 million. So the ball's in your court, Chicago, and you better decide quickly because there are other teams who are going to be willing to pay that. I personally, and you know my stance on the Cubs, my disdain for the Cubs. You know how I feel about the Cubs and their fan base. Go get them. Go get them. Go get them. All right. One, he's familiar with the landscape. Two, you saw what he can do last year. He had MVP type career, almost MVP numbers, but he was back to his MVP form. Remember, he missed a month with a knee, I believe, a bum knee. Imagine what he would have had, the season he would have finished with if he didn't get hurt. Let's see, this 499 at bats. Let's see what he did last year. And yeah, he batted 307, 26 homers, 97 ribbies, 20 stolen bases, and on base an OPS of 881. Imagine if he doesn't miss that month. And he started off slow, so I'm not even going to say, hey, if he starts off fast. If he didn't miss that month, we're looking at over 30 homers. We're looking at over 100 ribbies. And we're looking at maybe 30 stolen bases. Minimum 25 stolen bases. This dude is a winner. He's been a winner his whole career. Go get him. Go get him. And the great part about it is he's versatile. So he can play center field. And it's not like he's a gold glove winner or anything in center field. All right. Or he could play first. All right. So if you want to bring PCA out there, Pete Crow Armstrong, or you have another talent, or you go sign another free agent, play center field, you can move him to first base or leave him at DH. Either one. There's a lot of options for him. But this is a guy, you pair him with Dansby Swanson again. It's a nice combo. That's a nice combo in the middle of that lineup for the Cubs. That's a nice combo. Cub fans, for your sake, I hope they're able to get that done. I hope. Let's see see what else. Dan Wiener is a clown. I won't call him a clown. I'll just say he always points out the negative. And he uses facts to back it up. However, as much as the facts are true, there's an underlying story to those facts. I'll just leave them at that. Or I should say there's an underlying story behind those facts. There, oh man, here's my man, Armando Emeterio Lara Jr. Jr., what's up, Papa? How are you? Thanks for tuning in, man. I appreciate it. David Arroyo, David, thank you for tuning in, Papa. I appreciate it. Who you say pay that hitman his money? Cody Bellinger? Hey, I'm not a Cub fan by any stretch, but God bless it. Go get that man. Go get that man. Go get that man. Mama, there go that man again. He fits the culture. He fits the North Side. Dude, the dude's just a stud. Like, there's no other way to describe Cody Bellinger but a freaking stud. No other way. No other way. Brian, you have no idea how much that pained my soul, young man. No idea. You know, David, the organization plays poor when they have all the money. I'm tired of the Ricketts family playing poor. You're in the third market in the country. Got to start acting like it. Because we know damn well that's not happening on the South Side. But the Cubs have the money. The Cubs have built up. And there's a reason they built up Wrigleyville. There's a reason they put the hotel there. There's a reason they bought all the rooftops. There was a reason for it. Yes, young man, yes. Are you dead? No, then you're young. If you're not dead, so there's a reason for it. You got the money, right? People were back in the stands last year. People were back in their hotels last year. People were back at Gallagher Way last year. People were buying Bellinger jerseys. People were buying all the souvenirs, all the concessions. They were there. They're at Wrigley. You have the money. Now go spend it. Go spend it wisely. And no, I'm not saying go spend it frivolously. Look what this dude did for you. Look what this dude did. Missed the whole season. You gave him a prove it year, and he proved it. Give it to him. It's not as if you ever have to worry about his work ethic. It's not as if you ever have to worry about him showing up. It's not as if you have to worry about him being a clubhouse cancer. It's not as if you have to worry about him asking for load management, days off. This dude is a winner. This dude is a rookie of the year, league MVP, World Series champion, left-handed power bat. What in God's name are you waiting for? Go give him 2 1/4 and call it a day. I mean, hey, play hardball with him. Say, hey, listen, you want to win? We're about to win. We're planning on winning soon. Here's 2 1/4. Let's go. You already know the landscape. We just got a new manager, one of the best managers in baseball. You want to come play for a guy like that? A guy that you know is one of the best managers in baseball. You see what we're doing as far as trying to get talent. We have some established veterans. You know this clubhouse. Come on back. Come on back. We'll see. We will see. And the last top of the morning topic, the Bears, baby. Yay, yay. You know, I love me some Bears. Whoa, whoa. The Bears, they prep. They're back at work today after their weekly day off on Tuesdays. They're back. The Bears get back to work today in preparation for their home game, the game against the Arizona Cardinals on Sunday at Soldier Field. That game is the second game. All right, kickoff is 3:25 Central. You can watch that on Fox 32 or listen to it on AM 1000, their flagship. This is an interesting game. Okay? Interesting. The Cardinals, here's why it is interesting. Bears got the number 1 pick for Carolina. Patriots 2, Cardinals 3, Commanders 4, blah, 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 blah. Okay. I need the Cardinals out of that 3 spot. I need the Cardinals out of that 3 spot. And the way the Cardinals get out of that 3 spot is if they win against the Bears. They'll be 4-11. Commanders are going to lose. So hopefully the Commanders jump them. I told you my dream scenario. Trade the number 1 pick to Washington or New England, whoever. One of those 2 teams. Most likely the Cardinals. Well, it doesn't matter because everyone knows we're going to trade it. And so the Cardinals are going to be ass out if they want one of those 2 quarterbacks. I'm sorry, the Commanders. If the Commanders move up to 3, the Commanders, they're not sold on, what was it, Howell? Not sold on him. So you go get one of these quote-unquote generational talents. They're going to have to jump up because there are teams further down that are going to want it. Atlanta's going to want to jump up. There's other teams that are going to want to jump up. And people understand that they're going to, if the further a team jumps up, the more they have to give the Bears. They also know that the Bears, Ryan Poles, likes to build through the draft. So getting 3 first-round draft picks from a team 9, 10, or 11, or 12 to jump up to 1 is very enticing. Very. So the Bears trade down to 3. And if Arizona wins and the Commanders can jump up to 3, trade with them. You know we're going to ask for a player. So you're going to get a player. You're going to get a player and 2 first-round draft picks if the player, or 3 first-round picks without a player. I doubt. Unless there's someone crazy enough to do that. Give us a stud player. And the Raiders might be that team. Give us a Max Crosby. And 3 first-round picks for your franchise quarterback. We drop down to 3. If it's the Commanders, you ask for, and we could sign for Chase Young. We could ask for Deron Payne. We could ask for Terry McLaurin, wide receiver. How about, and I know I love Marvin Harrison Jr. I want him on this squad. But if you go get a scary Terry McLaurin and you pair him with DJ Moore, well, I don't really need a Marvin Harrison Jr. at this particular point anymore. I can go offensive tackle. I can go get Olu. There's a lot we're going to talk about. But listen, let's take a quick break. A little bit of an extended break, but let's take a quick break. And I got to get the warden ready for CrossFit. On the other side of the break, we're going to finish up. And I'm going to talk to you about peeling back the layers. Peeling back the layers of this whole thing. All right, so don't go anywhere, folks. Keep it locked right here. Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago.
Hey, it's your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra, and be sure to follow Sports Zone Chicago on all social media platforms, on Facebook, Instagram, and our Roku channel. You can find us at Sports Zone Chicago, and on Twitter, we are at Sports Zone Shy. Also, be sure to download our mobile app so you can take Sports Zone Chicago with you on the go.
Time out. How are you feeling right now? Happy? Excited? Angry? Overwhelmed? One of the best things you can do for your mind health is to name what you're feeling. It can sharpen your awareness and help you talk about your feelings with someone you trust. Here are 3 questions to ask yourself. Where are your thoughts right now? In the past, the present, the future? Do you notice any sensations in your body? Is your heart beating fast? Is there a flutter in your stomach? Or are you fully relaxed? What do you need right now? Time with others? Time to yourself? Remember, there's power in this awareness. So find ways to identify what you're feeling today.
Hi, guys. Hey. Hi, Megan. Hey, Jessica. Megan, you're a tramp. Ryan Fitch told me you guys made out. Everybody knows. He said your breath smells like garbage. And he almost puked. He says you're the most desperate girl he knows, besides your mom. How many boyfriends does she have anyway? Lots? Your makeup makes you look like a clown. That zit is huge, zit face. Ugly.
Hey, bud, what you doing?
I'm playing with cars.
Cars? Can you show me what a car does? Whoa, 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 whoa. Hold on a second. First of all, this is a school zone. So you need to put down your cell phone, stop texting, and let's get to driving. Now you're coming up to a stop sign, right? You need to slow down and stop before you hit that Y line. I want you to look left, right, left. You don't want to get hit by a car going on your left and to your right to make sure you don't get sideswiped by a guy coming from your right. You're coming, and you see a crosswalk. You better slow your horses down because the #1 rule of driving is always yield to pedestrians. Now stop, pull over, and you are done driving. Gosh, what do they teach you kids in school nowadays?
Hey, it's your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra, and be sure to follow Sports Zone Chicago on all social media platforms, on Facebook, Instagram, and our Roku channel. You can find us at Sports Zone Chicago, and on Twitter, we are at Sports Zone Shy. Also, be sure to download our mobile app so you can take Sports Zone Chicago with you on the go.
Yeah, hello. I'm really not sure if this is what you all do, but I really don't have anywhere else to turn.
Hi. I don't even know why I'm calling right now. I'm sorry. My thoughts are going a mile a minute.
My kids are out of state. My buddies from the army are all gone now. I'm really alone.
I left the service last year. My mom just passed away a few months ago. I miss so much time with her. I keep getting calls about the bills, and I'm trying to get a job, but I feel so stuck.
Okay, ma'am. I'm glad you called.
Okay, sir. Let's stay on the line and walk through some things.
Thanks.
Okay.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
We're looking for a few heroes, mentors, trailblazers, innovators. A passion to change lives, spark curiosity, open hearts, and awaken minds. Help students answer the question, who am I? This could be your calling, but this is no job. It's the journey of a lifetime. Be a hero. Be a teacher.
Every day we take steps to keep the people we love safe, but some health risks are easy to miss. Ticks hiding in the yard can spread germs, like the ones that cause Lyme disease. Mice searching for food can spread bacteria that makes us sick. Mosquitoes lay eggs in standing water and can spread West Nile virus and more. Cockroaches are drawn to water in the home, leaving behind allergens that can trigger asthma attacks. Common pests can threaten our health. Learn how to protect your family at pestworld.org.
Mental health and learning disorders don't discriminate. 17 million children and adolescents in the United States live with disorders like anxiety, depression, ADHD, and dyslexia. Less than half get the help they need to thrive. Help the Child Mind Institute change these children's lives. Visit childmind.org.
Simplifying the game again. It's a good start to the game here by the Hawks, scoring the first goal of the game. Connor Bedard, here he goes! Reichel scores! Oh boy, does that feel good for Lucas Reichel! And it's a 2-2 game.
Welcome back to Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago. Those clips courtesy of NBC Sports Chicago. Those are the Hawks, baby. Here come the Hawks, the mighty Black Hawks. Do, 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 do. Here come the Hawks. Do, 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 do. I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it. David, you're one of those people, huh? Oh. I beat a Cubs fan with a bunch of suckers, and then most are annoying, but true. I don't think Marvin Harrison Jr. should be our first pick in this upcoming draft because there are a lot of receivers. Okay. I can see that. Cornelius, you're rolling, Papa. You're like, there's not a left tackle in this draft that would do any better than Myles Garrett than Braxton Jones. I'll say this. Myles Garrett is going to give anybody problems. Just the way it is. It's going to give anybody problems. Now, how many problems? Yeah. But so here's the question. Or I guess not the question. Here's the scenario. How well does Braxton Jones look the rest of the year? Right? Play the rest of the year out. How well does he look? Now, who do we have? AZ, ATL, Green Bay. So you're not going to find a pass rush because listen, he's probably the best defensive player in the league. He makes a lot of people look bad. I feel that Marvin Harrison Jr. could be a crazy, crazy, crazy generational talent. And here's why. Watching him, there's certain things that I see. One, his route running is pristine. I mean, just look at who his dad was. His dad was what, 6'1"-ish max listed. So he's probably 5'11", 6 feet. But he was always open. Peyton Manning found him. But they didn't stop there. They went and got Reggie Wayne. At the end of 26, when DJ Moore becomes a free agent, he'll be 29 years old. Okay? He'll be 29 years old. Do you want... I would love to have a receiver who's ready to take the reins. Because we could re-sign DJ Moore, don't get me wrong. But if you don't, we got a receiver at that particular point who is a stud. And say you sign him to a 2-year deal to the 28th season. We're talking about DJ Moore. Now you have these two studs for Justin. I don't know. And yes, Cornelius, there are other good receivers. Yes, I do not doubt that. I'm not denying that at all. I don't know how many are as likely to be a superstar as Marvin Harrison Jr. I don't know how many are that likely. Leo, good morning, Papa. Thanks for tuning in. I think this Bears team can still make a statement by winning out. I agree. Because if you went out, that means you beat Green Bay in Green Bay. That is a statement. That is a statement. I want to circle back and talk about what I was mentioning earlier in the show, right after the show started. I was listening to sports radio this morning, and there was a couple of callers who chimed in and made some great points. And I want to talk about peeling back the onion, peeling back the layers. Right? They talked about one of the guys, the second guy who called in, said, "Hey, listen," he goes, "wasn't this team built to fail, set up to fail last? Weren't they tanking? How can you evaluate Justin Fields when you are tanking? How can you evaluate Justin Fields when he has no defense to support him? How can you evaluate Justin Fields when he has no stud receivers to throw to? How can you get a true evaluation of him?" And the host said, "You're right." And then the host said, "But wait a minute. If you use that logic for Justin Fields, you have to use that logic for Matt Eberflus." Bingo. You do. Which is why I think Eberflus stays. I've had this conversation. Remember, folks? I said there had to have been a discussion. Say, this is your first year here, but here's what it's my second year here. No, Poles, no, it wasn't. They're together. Here's what I need. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to tear this thing down. Defense is going to, Mr. Eberflus, it's going to hurt you to your core, what I'm about to do. You suffer through this. We'll build it up in 24, 23, and in 24, I can get a true evaluation of you. Defense will rebuild it. Offense will have more parts. We got draft picks. Justin should progress. That's what I'm thinking. You can't truly, and this is the thing that bugs me. Everyone's like, get rid of Justin, get rid of Justin. They're talking about, oh, and it annoys me when they're like, well, the generational talent. No, he's not. I'm not saying he sucks. I'm not saying he's a bum. I'm not saying he's a buster. He could be a bust. I don't know. I don't see generational talent. I don't see generational. When Andrew Luck was playing, I was like, oh shit, this dude is wow. You saw it. There's an eye test. There's a feel you get. Not Caleb. Not Caleb. And when people talk about, well, let's reset the clock. Reset the clock for an unknown? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I'm willing to do that. With this, you know what you have. With this, here's the situation. People talk about, well, Justin's doing this, Justin's doing that. Justin's not doing this, not doing that. So here's the thing. No, he doesn't tear down the coaching staff. There's literally one big problem in that coaching staff, and we all know who it is, Luke Getsy. One big problem. One big problem. So when people are bringing up Justin Fields, you have to remember, his first year, you got to throw it out. That was Matt Nagy. He had no system. He had no nothing, no plan for this kid. Then last year, you tank. How can you evaluate Justin Fields objectively when your job is to tank, when he's got no defense, when he put up 30 points 5 games in a row, and they're 1-4 in that stretch. 1-4 in that stretch. We go to this year. Then we go to this year. And then the reason you put up 30 points last year, he goes completely away from it. Luke Getsy goes completely away from what Justin was doing last year that was successful. To me, Luke Getsy does not seem like a details-oriented coach. Because people talk about him holding the ball too long, him doing this, him doing that, okay, cool, not a problem. But you know what? Josh Allen holds the ball for a long time. Patrick Mahomes holds the ball a long time. Jalen Hurts holds the ball a long time. Lamar Jackson holds the ball a long time. Kyler Murray holds the ball a long time. So stop giving me stuff that only Justin does. The problem with Justin, as opposed to those other guys, they have a quarterback coach. They have a guy, either the play caller or the head coach, who is the play caller, that has built their offense around their quarterback. So a lot of the mistakes you see Justin making are his fault. Yes. However, things happen on the field for 2 reasons. They're being coached that way, or they're being allowed to stay that way. And all of Justin's shortcomings, not all, most of Justin's shortcomings are through lack of coaching. Coaching is vital. Look at Brock Purdy. You mean to tell me in any draft, would you take Brock Purdy over Justin Fields? Who would do that? In any draft, would you take Brock Purdy over Justin Fields? Would anybody? Would anybody? I wouldn't. But what happened? Brock Purdy got into a phenomenal system. He got into a phenomenal system with a guy who knows how to coach that system, tailor that system around his player. Or Brock Purdy is a perfect player for that system. Justin Fields is different. I've said this before. Justin Fields is different. Unless you've coached someone with similar skill set, you don't know how to coach this guy. And Luke Getsy doesn't know how to coach this guy. So a lot of the mistakes that you see Justin make are because Luke Getsy's not correcting them. Luke Getsy's not on him. I've coached quarterbacks for a few years. And everything starts with footwork. Everything. And you see How many times have I mentioned it? You see his drop back, lackadaisical. So it works, and all of a sudden when he gets pressured, oh shoot! Now it's he move and he's out. Simplest thing, not going under center. If you go under center, it makes it so much easier. 1, 2, 3. When you get the ball in shotgun, you have to take your eyes off of downfield for a second to catch that ball. You have to. Fourth and 1. Luke Getsy, his refusal to put in a short yardage, a jumbo package without having Justin carry the ball. Because we saw what happened. We saw Darnell Mooney half-assed it. All I need to do is just get a good bump on him. Get a good bump. Justin gets the first down. Boom. We don't need. There's so many different instances where you do one thing. What did I tell you? If you take care of the little things, there are no big things. Justin is not being coached properly. Because that should have been a transitional period. It should have been moving along. You don't run you still run, but you don't run as much. And there have been improvements. You've seen it. You've seen him. You've seen him step up in the pocket, roll to his left, which is hard. It's hard to roll left, throw right, a dime. You got to do. Did you see that touchdown pass? Did you see that touchdown pass? No? Good. Let's check. Watch this touchdown pass. Watch this touchdown pass to Kokomet.
There's DJ Moore. They're trying to single him up top.
Fields looking, backside pressure. Fields spins away. Going the other direction now. Fields on the run, throws for the end zone. Komet with the catch. Touchdown.
And there he is. Myles Garrett almost had him. He gets out of the vice grip, starts moving around, and that's when things get dangerous if you're a defender. When you see number one out on the move like that, are you kidding me? Flip your hips.
Okay. To do, there's maybe like 5 guys in the NFL who could do that. 5 or 6 quarterbacks. He's one of them. Okay. And it's not the flashes that get me, because the flashes show you what he can do. Okay. Now you need to be coached. Now you need to be coached. Okay. Because if you're not coached properly, you're going to continue to do what you do. You're going to continue to do what has been successful for you up to the point. He's been successful in high school and in college. He was athletic, or he out-athleted a lot of people. He did. Can't do that here. So the coaching needs to be on point. There's far too much coddling going on. I love Justin Fields. But damn it, sometimes you got to get in his face. Say, this is wrong. Do it again. I can't have you taking your time, your sweet old time, on a drop back. I need 1, 2, 3, throw. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, throw. Which is why if you go under center, it makes it easier. The timing is there. Much easier. But Luke Getsy won't do that. So when you're coached properly, a lot of the mistakes that you make will be eliminated. They'll be eliminated. So you look at all the good quarterbacks in the league, they all have good play callers, OCs, quarterback, head coach, whatever. We need that. Because you see what he can do. So getting rid of him to hope that Caleb Williams can do this at this level, when he hasn't won a Pac-12 championship, when he hasn't made it to the college football playoffs, and if you want to say, well, his defense sucks, then defense sucked for Justin Fields last year too. Defense sucked for Justin Fields the beginning of this year too. So don't move the goalpost for Justin Fields because you don't like Justin Fields. You already know what Justin Fields is. You know what kind of passer he can be. You've seen it in college when he has time, when he has talent. You've seen it here when he's made it happen multiple times. Then you get people like EQ St. Brown who drops fourth downs. You get Robert Tonyan who drops a touchdown pass. You get Darnell Mooney who drops the tough catch, but who drops the Hail Mary. You know, if he hits that, if Robert Tonyan catches that, goes to the touch, that's about 17 extra yards on Justin's day. But you got me fired up already. We got to take a real quick break, and then the other side of the break, my man Lester, Will Funk Jr., he's in the house, and he's going to join us. We're going to talk more Bears. Man, so don't go anywhere, folks. Keep it locked right. It's going to be a short break. All right, don't go anywhere, folks. Keep it locked right here. Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago.
To run for 17, back he goes, here comes Chubb, there goes the ball, touchdown, Mooney! Jones will walk at the left tackle, time for Fields, now he'll accelerate to get the first down, and break tackles, and he's off to the races, and we got a terrific block.
For every generation, it has started with the call to serve. Discovering the purpose and the belonging earned with the title. Learning to dig deep and push through adversity together. Defending our nation and its people. It is a life of great worth and reward. But Marines are never really finished serving. Their commitment comes full circle, visible in communities across our country. This is Semper Fidelis, always faithful, always Marine, marking a path for the next generation.
Flacco on first down, over the middle, and it's intercepted! Off the deflection, it's Tremaine Edmonds! Edmonds on the move! Flacco trying to make the stop. He can't do it, and Edmonds is in with a pick six!
You're going to see the backers make this play all the way. Watch him. It's Edwards with the hit, Edmonds with the pick, and then he's gone down the sidelines. Flacco almost had him. Ford runs after him.
With a concussion.
All right, Laura, thanks so much. On second down, looking for a little running room, and finding it is Bayless Jones Jr. Flacco under pressure. There's Sweat. He's got him.
Down versus pressure.
3rd and 8. That pressure up the middle, in trouble, and down he goes. DeMarcus Walker got to him for the sack. He almost lost that football.
Welcome back to Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago. Those clips courtesy of Fox. That was Sunday, where the Bears snatched defeat from the jaws of victory. Oh, my guest today, I'm excited to have him on. Man, dude, he got his room painted already. I see that shit. I see it. I'm a little jealous. You son of a gun. I'm jealous. I'm soy celoso for all my Spanish-speaking people. He's the head honcho. He's the editor-in-chief over at Windy City Gridiron. And you can find him on Twitter at Wiltfong Jr. Wiltfong Jr. Guys, just welcome back Lester Wiltfong. Lester, what's up, Papa? Dude, I'm not liking you, man. I'm loving that freaking wall, bro.
Yeah, it's a work in progress. It's been going on for this whole season. Just, life gets in the way. I got stuff I want to hang, but I'm so busy with stuff going on. The Bears suck so much. I got to talk about them too much. So it's crazy stuff, man.
It is. But, hey, good base layer, though. You got the color scheme. You got the stripes, so it's in all your shots.
I'm ready.
I love it.
I'm
what
ready.
Do you have planned for, like, right behind you, like a Peyton jersey or a?
I got a nice
Moses Moreno.
I usually have it
jersey?
turned this way. No Moses. I got a Olin Kreutz poster doing this.
Nice. Yeah.
I got a Walter Payton poster. I got a nice football helmet that's kind of neon. A few other odds and ends, and when it's done, it's gonna be tight. But it's just
2024 season. This shit'll be tight, huh?
My plan was this season, so I guess the paint was enough for this year. So
Well, it's a good start, man. It's a real good start.
It's a 2-year rebuild on my office here.
Okay, it doesn't have Rome wasn't built in a day.
Exactly.
Damn. Speaking of that, let's talk about this. This team, I'm excited, sad. I'm really annoyed about the loss. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But in coaching, in football, again, if you take care of all the little things, there are no big things. All right. The 4th and 1. All right. Darnell Mooney, who to me is proven and showed to me that he's checked out. All right. If he gets one decent bump, I'm not asking for a goddamn pancake. I'm asking for a bump. He gives a little bump on a DN. All right. Guess what? Justin Fields gets the first down. On a 3rd and 1, the pitch the other side. Cole Kmet. I know it's Myles Garrett that you have to block down on. Then you know what? In your alignment, just all you need is a shoulder and his hip. Just stop to pause him. And Dante Fullman gets the first down. These little things, all these little things add up. And then it was like, oh, well, the Bears suck. The Bears suck. No, so when Coach Eberflus says we're close, we're not far away, like people who understand football see that. You get that block on Myles Garrett. You get that little extra bump, on that 4th and 1. That changes the trajectory. You catch a goddamn ball that you're paid to catch, Robert Tunyon. It changes the trajectory of the game. Yeah. Talk to me about your feel after the game on Sunday when Darnell Mooney had it and just couldn't corral it.
I mean, that was the game the Bears should have won. I mean, the Bears going in where the Browns had, 2 offensive linemen left that started the year. They're on their 3rd string tackle. They had a lot of injury issues on defense too. They had some injury issues on defense, but that's a good Browns team, but at the end of the day, man, if the Bears are who they're trying to be, they got to put those teams away. 38-year-old Joe Flacco diced them up in the 4th quarter, 212 yards passing. Come on, man. That's terrible. I mean, he's a good quarterback. Don't get me wrong. He's been in this league a long time, but there's just too many weird things. Like I said, too many what ifs in that game. And that's really been Matt Eberflus's tenure, a whole bunch of what ifs for his time coaching the Bears.
And part of it is it makes me think this. The NFL is extremely political, extremely. All right, more than anyone realizes, even more than I know. But luckily, I have people who played in the NFL. I have friends who've been agents for NFL players, so I get a little different perspective and understanding than many people. Getsy might not have been Eberflus's guy. All right, just like Eberflus might not have been Pole's guy. Here's what you gotta do. Pick the best man available from these 3. You know what I mean? And maybe it was Luke Getsy's time to get elevated to an OC position or whatever. I don't know, but I'm very disappointed in Luke Getsy, and I'm not going to bash the dude and call him a whatever people. I'm talking about him as a play caller. His inability. So those pitches to Deontay Foreman, the Justin Fields roll to the right. You know why you do that? Because you don't have a short game jumbo package in. Why do you think he refuses? Every team we play, 70 is reporting as eligible. 67 is reporting as eligible. Why do you think this guy refuses to just get an offensive lineman with a head start, kick out their best defensive player? Aiden Hutchinson with the Lions. Myles Garrett. All right. Myles Garrett, as tough as he is, it's going to be a battle having to deal with a 300-pound lineman with a head start. But he refuses to do that. He refuses to build this thing. Why do you think he does that, Lester? When he saw a short body of work, when he did, the numbers were great. Justin's passing numbers, the wins were there. But then he just reverts back to, why do you think this guy just refuses to do it? Not doesn't know how, refuses.
He's shown me he's just not the guy. It's funny because you always hear about the NFL from analysts, fans. It's a copycat league, right? Mm-hmm. Why the hell can't the Bears get an OC that wants to copy some of the successful things around the league? We saw the stubbornness with Getsy. We saw the stubbornness with Nagy. I mean, it's not that complicated. I mean, I liked the Getsy hire when it was made, coming from the Packers, coming from the LaFleur, who was firsthand with Shanahan. A lot of the Shanahan principles I love. I love that style of offense. We're not seeing it in Chicago. We're not seeing it. It's almost like it's kind of like Nagy. Nagy had a collection of plays he wanted to run. He threw out there. There was no rhyme or reason. It almost seems that with Getsy where, it's 4th and a yard. I had the short yardage play. I was saving up. I'm going to run it right now. It's not the right situation. It's a long one. If it's 4th and inch, yeah, this is a good play for this. So I'm talking about the one a week ago. the flip to DJ Moore. The
Yeah.
Lions were all over that. They weren't boxed in tight because it was a long yard. It's almost
Yeah.
like Getsy has this idea in his head where I got to get this play out off the playbook as soon as a situation arises. Well, that's not coaching. That's not having a feel for the game. You know what I mean? You have to understand this ain't the right time for that play. I'm going to keep that in the back pocket. If I don't get to it this game, I don't get to it this game. There will be a time I can run this play out that I'm confident in, but this ain't the right time. I mean, I'm with you, man. Getsy's he's in over his head. And like I said, I was on board with the hire. I thought it was going to be a home run. It has not been.
I was too. I liked it as well. I liked what they did, but the problem, as we're seeing currently, because he's still here, is that if he refuses or has refused for the most part in his tenure to build it around Justin. I believe Justin is a special player. You need to know how to coach someone like that. You need to know how to maximize that. He doesn't. He wants him to fit a certain system. And good offensive coordinators say, okay, here's the system I have, but here's the players. Here are the players that I have. Here's the personnel. So what do they do best? And he refused to do that. And that is, I believe, is going to ultimately be he's going to be our Lee Harvey Oswald. He's the pasty. He's taking a fall. All right. There was a call I was talking earlier today. Give me your thoughts on this. All right, because everybody's saying fire Eberflus, fire the whole staff, fire the mamas, fire their wives and kids, the whole nine. All right. What do you think because of what happened last year? All right. They were set up to fail. All right. To get to the number one pick, they did. All right. You can't truly, I don't feel you can truly evaluate Coach Eberflus when you gut his defense. When the Bears score average 30 points for 5 games in a row, and they're 1-4 in those games because you just can't outscore people. You can't give up 30 points a game, period. What do you think of my theory is that there had to be a conversation. Say, here's what I'm doing. It's gonna rock your soul as a defensive guy, but we're gutting this thing not even to the studs, just to the 4 walls. We'll build it up. We'll have a better defense in 23, and in 24, I can truly evaluate you. What do you think about that? And because that's why I think that's why I think that Matt Eberflus stays. There had to be a conversation. You're going to lose games that you should win, and I'll take you do it this way. I'll take care of you on the back end. Don't worry about 23. All right, 24. I can truly evaluate you, and we'll go from there.
Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, it makes sense that at some point a conversation was had with Poles and the coaching staff, and I mean, they had to realize. I mean, they brought in a guy like Dakota Dozier. I talk about it all the time. That was a big freaking signing a year ago. So like they bring in guys, and you're like, these aren't good football players. So there had to be a conversation, and if that's true, if you are judging Eberflus on this year alone, then let's do it. Okay, the Packers game, his team was unprepared to open the season. There have been 3 double-digit fourth quarter losses. That's historical. That's like one of these things that just don't happen. So I thought as a coach, he coached better last year. This year, it just seems to be too many mistakes, too many penalties. Penalties are up. Some of the decisions he makes late. His tendency to be really conservative in games where a modern coach, someone who wants to go for the jugular, will do that. We've seen it from him. We've seen it from Getsy. Getsy takes his cue from the head coach. I don't know. I just think if you're going to judge based on this year, I don't think he coached very good.
Okay. So moving forward, what do you think then? Because of you feel he hasn't coached very well. Do you think that affects his job security? Do you think he didn't do as well a job this year? You're out. What do you think happens to him moving forward? Because he was dealt with last year, and this year you're hoping he would make better decisions.
Yeah.
Hadn't. All right. What do you think happens to him next year? Do you think he stays? Do you think he'll run it back, or do you think we'll go a new direction?
Because it's the Bears, I'm guessing he's going to stay. I just think that's what they'll do. It all comes down to if is Kevin Warren making the call? We talk about this all the time.
Right.
Who's making the call? If it's Kevin Warren, he may say, "Look, this wasn't my guy. Ryan Poles, you weren't my guy, but I believe in you, Poles. I like what you've done here, but we got to get a different head coach in here." So if Warren's making a call and he really wants to make a change, I think it can happen. But like I said, it's the Bears, so I just expect them to run it back with Flus. And I mean, that's fine. I just hope that they don't draft him a rookie quarterback, because now it's the same situation we saw with Mitch, who was drafted for Fox, who was fired a year later. Fields drafted for Nagy, who was fired a year later. So if you're going to draft a guy, you may as well reset the whole thing, because it makes no sense to draft a guy for Flus, and then if Flus doesn't take that step, now you're firing Flus again, and now you have a rookie quarterback going into a whole new regime again with the second year. It's the cycle of stupid that the Bears keep doing. You know, I don't know. They have a unique opportunity this year because of the Carolina pick. You know, I love Justin Fields. I want to see him stay in Chicago and win championships. But it's a unique opportunity, and the Bears may take it and say, look, we're going to just reset the whole thing. We have a pretty good roster we feel we've built here. Let's just get a new quarterback, new head coach, new offensive mind, pair them up, and let's see where it takes us.
What do you think that'll do to the locker room?
It'll hurt.
You still have Justin. You still have DJ Moore. I don't know about Darnell Mooney, but you still got Cole Kmet, who was extended. You still have a lot of the offensive linemen. You got obviously Darnell Wright. Davis was for 3 years. Tevin Jenkins, the left tackle Braxton Jones. All these guys believe in him. All these guys believe in him as a leader of this team. How is that going to affect that locker room if you take him out? And by that I mean by trade him or move on from him.
It'll hurt. Yeah, I mean, it's like you said, he is loved in the locker room. He's a leader. He's their team captain. You know, he's that guy. It just, you know, like I said, it's a unique opportunity. And I think Poles could sell to the players if that's what he decided to do. Like I said, I want it to work out. I wanted to work out today he was drafted. I just think he's an outstanding football player. He just wasn't put in the best situation from day one in Chicago. Just a very weird situation he was in. I think if he is traded, he'll thrive somewhere else. Get with someone. I heard you talking a little bit how you got to go, you know, build it around the guy. And, you know, he's not a guy that, I mean, what he did in college is so different than what he did in the NFL. In college, he was this guy that would sit back there, go through, you know, 4 or 5 reads and then make a play because Ohio State was just so much better than everyone else. He had top flight receivers, you know, the whole depth chart. It's a little different in the NFL. You know, he hasn't been able to do that. You know, you got to design a system for him. That's why I thought Shanahan's system was good. Play action, roll out, cut the field in half, 1-2 read, run the goddamn ball. You know what I mean? You're one of the most electric runners at quarterback in the NFL. 1-2, check down, not there, let's go. There were times in the Cleveland game where he had that. He dropped back. First read's not there, second read's not there. There were some only 2 players in the pattern, which is fine. You got to max protect. Cleveland's good.
Yeah.
First read not there, second read not there. There's no check down option. Go. And he just kind of sat in the pocket sometimes. And yeah, some of that's coaching. That's how he's being coached to stay in there and kind of wait for things to develop. But let the man play football.
Let him do what he does best. And guys, we're joined by Lester Wilfong Jr. He's from Windy City Gridiron. We're talking Bears football here on Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago. And that's, yeah, you said it, you know, let him play football. I mean, he came out. Dude, he came out earlier this year and said, let me play football. You're putting too much on me to do. And everyone, and then Bears brass, oh, you have to take that back. You can't, you know, I think that's first of all, that's so Bears. So Bears, all right, because now they're worried about their image, right? And you're worried about your image as opposed to worried about the best situation for your quarterback.
Yeah.
You know, and to me, that was so Bears, and that's telling. I'll give you a couple scenarios. You keep Eberflus. And is it a done deal? Because I believe it is, but I want to hear your point that Getsy's gone. And if he is gone, who would you like to see coming in as the OC? Keeping Justin, because we'll do another scenario after.
Yeah, I mean, if they're keeping Justin, I mean, you got to look around the league and find guys that have had success with a quarterback, you know, that is a running quarterback. You know, dip into the Eagles with Jalen Hurts, go to the Ravens, go to the Bills with Josh Allen. You got to find someone that has had success, you know, molding a scheme around a guy. But the problem is if you keep Eberflus and you're looking for a new offensive coordinator, you know, you're not going to find guys making lateral moves. So now you're doing the same thing with Getsy. You got to find a quarterback coach that you think can make the leap as a play caller. Unless you go get a guy that's like a retread that's been in and out of the league, that's unemployed. I mean, you can find like Greg Roman is a guy that comes to mind. A lot of Bears fans always want Greg Roman because he doesn't really have a gig now. But You know, what I mean, if that's what you're going to do, that's what you got to do. But again, is that what Eberflus wants? I mean, I like your earlier scenario. Maybe Getzy was kind of a guy that they decided as a group. Let's dip into this this coaching tree. Let's bring Getzy in. You know, maybe it was a package deal where they wanted to kind of build things around him. But I hope that's not the case. I hope Flus had his say on who he brought in. But we're talking the Bears, man. I mean, they bring consultants in to tell them how to tie their shoes. Who knows what they're going to do?
You should get Velcro next time.
Yes. Ernie Accorsi believes Velcro is the future. Let's start doing that. All our cleats will be Velcro now.
Easy on, easy off. We have to retape. It's good.
Man.
It's good. Brilliant.
Terrible.
This defense, man. Talk to me about this defense. Talk to me about this sweat effect, man, because this dude, he has ascended from he was one of the guys. He was a guy. Now, mind you, they're all first-round picks on that D-line in Washington, so he was just a guy. Here, he's not a guy, bro. He is the guy. He is a multiplier. I think the best multiplier we've seen in a long time. Probably since what's his name, Khalil something or other, who was pretty good. All right, this guy gets after it. And talk to me about the ability of Ryan Poles to say, should we go after Chase Young or should we go after Montez Sweat? Who do we want? I want Montez Sweat. Get Sweat, and look at what this mother Hubbard is doing. He is causing havoc and allowing a lot of other people to eat on that defensive front as well.
I like the player. I like the trade when it happened. I had some concerns because there wasn't a deal in place. We saw with the Mac trade, as soon as he was traded for, there was a deal in place. You know, I would assume that something would happen. So I was a little like, man, they better to get this guy locked up. We heard all the rumors about the Falcons pursuing him hard. Yeah, we wanted to go back to play in Georgia. So I'm like, man, what if they made this trade and he goes? But you know, Ryan Poles got it done. He locked him up, and he's much better than I thought he was. I mean, I knew he was a good player. Like I said, he's a first round pick. You know, he's been solid for Washington, but he's the man now, and he's showing it.
You know, and everyone's talking about Justin Fields after this game, and my guy Junior posted this question. Did you see Purdy when other quarterbacks did against that Browns defense? With the exception, if your name is not Lamar Jackson, every single quarterback has struggled against this Browns defense. Every single one of them. 150, 130, 170 yards passing. We're talking studs. All right. And so I don't think that I think it's a good way. It's a good barometer. But if Justin Fields is able to, first of all, if what's his name, Tynan connects it, catches the ball and runs for a touchdown, that's another 70 yards. We're over 200 yards. Yeah. Period. Okay. If Tyler Scott, I think that kid, if he makes that nice little catch, it was a little high, don't get me wrong, but jump up and get it, dude. You got a 30-something inch vertical. Jump up and get it. That's another 15 to 20 yards. We're looking at literally 100 yards added to what do you have, 160, something like that, 150. Now you're looking at 250, like, oh, that's a very respectable number against that defense. So it's frustrating with that. But let me get back to the defense. Talk to you about this linebacking core now. Beautiful combo. Let me pop this ball out. Let my boy get it. How good can this linebacking core be? Because don't forget, we still got Jack Sanborn, who, when he's in there, he lets you know that, don't forget about me, dude. Yeah. Don't forget about me. I'm the jackhammer for a reason, damn it.
Yeah, that's a really good core. I mean, it's kind of old school mentality, how they kind of built it when they spent all the money at linebacker. They want to have a couple of good linebackers, but that's the scheme. I mean, that's what Flus wants to do. He relies on those guys. You know, it's a one gap scheme, and those guys are instinctive. You know, they're pretty good in coverage. I think they're not quite as good as they were last year in coverage, but you know, they both came from different schemes, and they're kind of still kind of getting used to it. But like you said, when they acquired Sweat, man, it kind of just everything kind of fell into place for them. Now the front four is able to get a little pressure. Now the front four can hold their gaps with integrity a little better. It allows these linebackers to play freer. And we're seeing, you know, not just linebackers, but we're seeing the secondary get interceptions. More balls are tipped. You know, the ball's in the ground. And it's fun to see as Bears fans because, you know, defense is what Bears fans love to see. And those linebackers, man, they're both doing their thing.
What about Eddie Jackson? Eddie Jackson got one more year, $14 million. He'll be 29, 30 next year.
He's close to the end, I believe.
Yeah. So what do you do with him? All right, because what if he has one more pick or 2 picks, or what if he has a scoop and score? You know what I mean? Is he worth $14 million next year, or do you say, you know what, keep him, because once his numbers come off the books in 25, that's $14 million you got to spend elsewhere, and go get like a stud, go get another, not want to say project, but you go get maybe a guy who was hurt like Eddie Jackson was. That's why one of the reasons he fell to the 4th round, he broke his leg at Alabama. So go get another, ball hawking safety that's out there. There'll be a few of them. Just find them. Don't have to be from a big school, but say, hey, here, you come, you sit here. The lower the draft pick, the better. You watch Eddie Jackson. We put you in a situation. You're going to get some reps next year, all right? Maybe not as many as you want, but you're going to get some reps with all these guys. And then in 25, you take over. What do you think about that? Like I said, and then his $14 million comes off, and now that just adds to your cap. You're still not cap strapped, because it's coming off in 25.
I like Eddie Jackson. I think he's a pretty good football player. Clearly he's lost a step or two from all the injuries he's had, and he's been struggling with that Liz Frank injury that he had last year. This year bugged him a little bit too. But why make a hole in a roster if you don't have to? So if you have the cap space, and it seems like the Bears will do, Ryan Poles has this team in a pretty good situation as far as the money goes.
Very good, yes.
If you don't have to cut him and get that money to do something else elsewhere, I'm with you, man. Keep the veteran. He's a team captain. He's a guy, he has some clout in that locker room. He's smart in the back end. He plays well with Brisker. Why make a hole if you don't have to? Keep him for his one more year. Draft the guy, in the mid rounds. You're set up where you have some options here, So they don't have to get rid of him as long as he finishes strong. I mean, if of course they'll weigh the options. Okay, with the injury, is he worth it? Because he signed that contract 4 years ago. Maybe they feel it's not worth it at this point, but you may as well keep him. I mean, it's not like a guy like Cody Whitehair, who I'm a fan of, but he has clearly fallen off. He is not the same guy he was. I think that's a place where you can kind of save some money as a team. I think Whitehair has probably played his last year in Chicago.
I do too, and because what's his cap hit next year? Let me look at it. His cap hit is 13.25 next year.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Yeah. I mean, at offensive line, I think you're in a situation now where Nate Davis has been fine. Tevin Jenkins has now got a concussion protocol, which you can't coach away a concussion. It's going to happen. It's just a fluky thing, but still, I think at some point the Bears need to invest some money in the interior.
I agree.
And whether it's with a draft pick, whether it's, they got to go get a real center, I think at some point. So I think a guy like Cody Whitehair, you look at that and say, well, as a backup on this line, I think that money should come off the books. And then let's go spend that money on a guy that we trust that can play in the interior, possibly at center. I'm not sure how the free agency centers will shape up this offseason. I mean, there's a lot of football left and a lot of offseason to go, but they got to address that spot, and they can use Whitehair's cash.
Yeah, I agree with you guys, and it just makes sense. He's not doing well. Go get. I definitely. I mean, that's your run game. 2 guards, your center. Like, you can't have penetration. You got to get people. Anything on a zone blocking scheme, you cannot have penetration from any of those 3 guys, because the play's dead almost immediately. You sign Jalen Johnson or what?
Oh yeah, I'm signing Jalen Johnson. I would have signed him in the last offseason, and they wanted to wait. And I mean, I get it. He didn't have the turnovers at the time, but teams don't really throw to him. Like throughout his early part of his career, why would you throw to Jalen Johnson side of the field when I can throw to Buster Screen side of the field, or whoever the hell the Bears have out there at that point? You know what I mean? So Jalen Johnson wasn't getting a lot of chances. He's had more this year. He's got the interceptions. He's a good football. Again, we talk about Montez Sweat. He is a good football player. And I don't care if he doesn't have 10 picks. You sign that guy back. And now you have Tyreek Stevenson and Terrell Smith, who you drafted, who both look like they're going to be pretty good players.
Yeah.
Now you got 3 corners you trust.
4. Don't forget Kyler Murray. I mean, Kyler
Gordon. If we're talking at nickel, of course, Gordon. So sign your good football players. Don't let them walk just because you think you have a replacement in there. Again, the cap's in a good place. Get Jalen Johnson signed.
That's funny. I concur. Not funny. It's not funny. I concur. You
That's
just
because we're
can't
right here,
keep-
man.
Yeah,
Football
Ooh,
guys. Right?
Thank you. It can't keep letting good football players walk. If you want to win championships, you could be the Kansas City Royals. I mean, think about all the players that played for Kansas City. You could build a World Series champion with those guys, but they don't want to pay them. They're a small market. It's cool. Not us. We're the Bears. We're the third largest market. We got to start acting like we're the third largest market. And I think if we do that and we pay our players, and here's why. And give me your thoughts. Do you think they're sold on Justin?
I don't know, man. It's tough because, like you said, that his first year, his rookie year, was kind of rough because it was Nagy. Year 2 was, hey, man, we're stripping this whole thing down. Deal with it.
Good luck.
And he dealt with it.
Kid.
Last year was such a fun year when the Bears sucked so bad because of all the stuff he did, and so I thought this year would be a little better. It's, I don't know, man. I don't know what the Bears are going to do. Like I said, having a chance to draft the top quarterback on the board. I know they had it last year, but these two guys this year are higher rated than the guys last year. That's what all the scouts say. Having that unique opportunity, I think that's just something Poles will do. I think you say, look, we can get a fresh start here. But again, if they keep Flus, then you may as well just run the whole thing back.
That makes a hell of a lot of sense. I personally think they keep him, and here's why. If you keep Justin, do you extend him? You sign that, pick up that 5th?
I don't. I mean, I say, look, it is what it is. This is the economics of the game. You have not shown to be that level of a quarterback yet. Okay. If you don't pick up the 5th-year option, it's not like they're going to lose them because they have the franchise tag to play with.
Mm-hmm.
And the franchise tag and 5th-year option, yeah, it's a big difference there at quarterback, but still you have some options there. So it's one of those things where I see a lot of fans on social media saying, well, if you keep him, you have to extend him. No, you don't. You don't have to, make him play it out, and at the end of the day, if he plays it out and he does take another step, he becomes, a top 10, a top 5 guy, and you got to pay him. That's a good problem to have.
Oh well.
We have a great quarterback now.
Damn, we got to pay you.
Yeah.
We're taking us to the playoffs the last 2 years in a row. Yeah. Damn, we got to pay you. Listen to this theory. I say you extend him 5 years to his 5th year, and here's why. Now he's budgeted. Now you know exactly where he's at, where he's at.
Yeah.
Okay, what he's going to cost. So you can go and for me, you go get draft picks. So the draft picks, they're budgeted too, especially so many 1st and 2nd rounders. First 4 plus an extra 4. A 2nd rounders 4. Everyone's usually pretty much 4. So now here's where I'm gonna have to pay you in your 5th year. If after next year or during next year you don't see that, okay, now you can go trade somebody and everybody knows where he's at. Because if he's coming off a raw deal, contract here, well, he can say, well, I want X amount of money. And you're like, well, you know what? I think I want to test the water. I want to test drive this sucker. So I'll pay you the 5th year is what, 23. 5th year is 23. And that's cheap.
Yeah.
Relatively speaking, of course. Yeah. That's cheap. Okay. We'll take a flyer for 23 if he's traded. But the Bears also know that he's only going to cost 23 in 2025. So you have that time, and it'll make it easier for us to move him next season in his 4th season when people already know in his 5th season. So he'll move the half a season, and you have the whole next season, and he's only hitting you for 23. That's why these are why I think you're keeping Eberflus. That's why I think they're keeping Fields financially. And then if you wanted to, and you're like, I will franchise tag you one more time. So you know what I mean? You have him for literally 3 years.
Yeah.
Franchise tag is 32 mil. So 26, the franchise tag will be 32 mil. Okay. Now we're starting to get a little pricey. Okay. Now trust me, it's not 35, 40, 45. No, but you're starting to get there. I think Poles would like to know where all the numbers are, have him set and make his decisions off of that. That's my thought. Extend him his 5th year. And now you got plenty of, it's good for teams to trade when they know exactly what they're going to have to spend. So I don't know. We'll see how that goes. Does Eberflus, if he stays, does he call the defense next year, or who do you think he may go get?
Yeah, I mean, it's since he took over, obviously it's been much better. But I mean, what it was with Alan Williams last year was awful. But it was a reason.
Yeah, it was intentional.
Armand Watts was your guy last year at 3 tech. He was getting. Is that guy even in the league anymore? He was getting meaningful reps for this defense. That defense was put together to be bad. So Flus take over, and he's got more talent. They've invested some money into his defense. They've invested a lot of draft picks into his defense. So I would hope Flus is get this defense playing better because he's the defensive guy coming in. So kudos to him. I think if he stays, I think he may want to probably step back and do more of the CEO role. That's what kind of his goal was when he took the job. But who does he get? It's a good question. It's got to be someone from the same school of his. Maybe he feels one of his guys that he's been working with for years can kind of come up and take the reins. I'm not sure. It's hard to say at this point. That's something that I'm sure we'll dive into in the offseason if he does stick around.
Chico, he's getting fired.
Yeah,
Leslie Frazier, he's out there.
I'm not sure. I know Frazier took the year off. I'm not sure what his plan is, but yeah, Frazier's always been a good defensive guy. He kind of has some of that similar philosophies. Frazier would be good. Chica would be good. Oh my God. George McCaskey would love that, an old school Bear coming in
to help bring him back to prominence.
Yeah, man. Oh man, that would work well. I hope that's not why they do it, but like you said, those two guys are top names that should be available, and if that's the case, that'd be cool.
My dream thing was Harbaugh, but I don't know if he's gonna, how much control he's gonna want, and I don't, because the Bears are his dream team, or maybe he likes San Diego because Brendan Staley, he's gone. They fired him after that game. So they got who's Tabor, Steve Tabor, the special teams coach is now the head coach, the interim head coach. So maybe Jim wants to go to California, and I personally want Roman, but is Roman waiting for Jimmy to see what he's going to do in Ann Arbor? Because if he's not, which I personally think he is, but if he's not, go get his ass on staff now. Say, hey, you know what? We want to take a look at what Justin Fields has done, and hey, just like you brought, who's the dude who's helping Eberflus now?
Phil Snow.
Snow, yeah. He's helping. Well, Greg Roman's just going to help out on the offensive side. I don't give a shit if you Rick Renteria, Luke Getsy. I don't give a shit, dude. I'm sorry, bro. Actually, no, I'm not sorry. Too bad. This is a dog-eat-dog business.
Yeah.
All right. You get Roman running this show. Get him acclimated to these players, and then you bring in a Chico, you bring in a Leslie Frazier, and then he can be a CEO. The Eberflus, man. Then now we're cooking with gas, man. Now we're cooking with gas, and that's something that I hope. This is my dream scenario, but I hope it comes to fruition, because if it does, man, from the coaching perspective, because now he can talk to Chico. I'm like, hey, what are you thinking here? Chico's been a head coach, he's been a D coordinator, so now you got guys on even plane. You follow me? You got a guy you can go to for advice who's been where you're at a long time. That's a hell of a resource for Eberflus. Lester, great stuff, man, as always, man. We got to let you go because otherwise we'll be on here till like 1 o'clock, bro.
That's all good, man. I appreciate it. It's fun.
Hey, thanks a lot. I appreciate your time. But before you go, let everybody know where they can find you and your work online.
I'm on Twitter X at WiltfongJR. Of course, all my writing stuff is WindyCityGridiron.com. Podcast channel there as well. Video stuff is at Second City Gridiron, and then I'm also part of the Pro Sports Fans app, where we're doing interactive stuff. We're calling the game like Peyton Manning and them do. So it's some cool stuff over there.
Last question. One of the guys want to know: is this an offensive or defensive draft?
I'm always BPA, man. Best player available. If a guy that's sitting there you feel is high enough on your board to take him, you take him. But with that being said, I think you got to lean a little more towards offense, because the last few years, your higher picks have been more, secondary guys, Brisker, Stevenson, so I would like to see a receiver with the early pick.
You know what? And I'm seeing it's starting to come clear, like it's real foggy and it's very opaque, and it just clears up. Ryan Poles showed his ass already last year. So if he trades this pick, we're not only getting picks, number one picks, we're getting a player. We're getting a plug-in day one player from Jump Street. If he can get a stud D tackle, or a stud edge, then it's all offense for me. Then I'm depending on how far back we trade. Like I want Marvin Harrison Jr., but if we trade too far back, cool. There's other good receivers that I think Marvin Harrison is the elite in this draft, but it doesn't mean you can't other guys can't be really good receivers either. Because my thought is I want at the end of this DJ Moore's contract in 26, he'll be 29 years old in 2026 after that season. I want a young stud. I want the Marvin Harrison, Reggie Wayne type combo. You know what I mean? So when Marvin Harrison goes, now you still got Reggie Wayne, who's an all-pro and can carry the squad. That's kind of what I like. And I'm not saying Marvin Harrison Jr. is the only wide receiver who can do that. No. But, man, to get the best wide receiver in this draft, to pair him with DJ Moore,
forget about it.
You got me excited. I got a long sleeve shirt on. I got goosebumps.
Nice.
Hey, man, I appreciate your time, Papa. Thank you very much. We'll be in touch soon, and bear the freak down, dog.
Sounds good. Take it easy.
All righty. Guys, that's Lester Will Funk Jr. from Windy City Gridiron talking Bears football. We got to take a quick break, and on the other side of the break, we're going to tie this up with a nice little bow. All right, we'll bring it home. It's the home stretch, so don't go anywhere, folks. Keep it locked right here. Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago.
Off the fake. Fields against the grain. Finds Jesse James. Field. With time. Delivers down the field. And Cowboys. Still running. Fake one way. Fields stumbling. Trying to cut it back. Justin Fields making magic happen. There goes Fields. Touchdown.
911, operator 901. Where's the emergency?
127 Brynmere.
Okay, what's going on there?
I'd like to order a pizza for delivery.
Ma'am, you've reached 911. This is an emergency line.
Large with half pepperoni, half mushroom.
You know you've called 911. This is an emergency line.
Know how long it'll be?
Okay, ma'am, is everything okay over there? Do you have an emergency or not?
Yes.
And you're unable to talk because...
Right.
Is there someone in the room with you? Just say yes or no.
Yes.
Okay, it looks like I have an officer about a mile from your location. Are there any weapons in your house?
No.
Can you stay on the phone with me?
No. See you soon. Thank you.
Hey, it's your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra, and be sure to follow Sports Zone Chicago on all social media platforms, on Facebook, Instagram, and our Roku channel. You can find us at Sports Zone Chicago, and on Twitter, we are at Sports Zone Shy. Also, be sure to download our mobile app so you can take Sports Zone Chicago with you on the go.
When I'm flying, I put my helmet on, my visor down, my mask up. You don't know who I am, whether I'm African American, Asian American, Hispanic, white, male or female. You just know I'm an American airman kicking your butt. I'm General C.Q. Brown Jr. Come join us.
Well, I think it stings more just because, I talked about it for the past couple of weeks, the mindset of, making a playoff push. And, I know we weren't in necessarily, and we're still not out of it, but necessarily in full control. Had some things happen, but, felt pretty good that, if you went out that you could, that we could do something here. I thought things were kind of coming together for us as a team. And, just disappointing to fall short there. And, especially feeling like we kind of built some momentum in previous weeks. And, I just think, obviously defense I thought was outstanding yesterday, and for us to come up short on some of those turnovers, wasn't ideal, and, that obviously stings.
Welcome back to Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago. That was Cole Kmet. tight end for our Chicago Bears. And, it's frustrating. It's frustrating. On things that, the Bears and we're talking about. And here's the thing that we have to understand, watch what happens when you pour into somebody. All right. And this is coming from a coach, former coach, as a teacher, okay, as a mentor to young men. Watch when you pour into somebody how well they develop. Okay. Eberflus has made a lot of bad decisions, questionable, bad decisions. Okay. You talk about the collapses. Okay, I get it. I understand. Are we not allowed to fail? Are we not allowed to make mistakes? Are you expecting perfection? Okay. Because Troy Aikman didn't have perfection his first year. Peyton Manning didn't have perfection his first year. All right. You give me Joe Montana didn't have perfection his first year. All right. People don't want the process. Okay. We're in such a microwavable society. It has to happen now. And things don't work that way. And when something does, then people are quick to point out, oh, well, he did it. Well, look at him. Look at him. Look at him. Well, you know what? All situations are different. All situations are different. Crazy Ace, what's up, Papa? Good morning. Thank you for tuning in. It's crazy to see Fishbane's fun facts. The teams that are 94, 3-1, when they have 3+ turnovers, 4 sacks, and lose. We had the fourth loss. Fourth quarter blunders are inexcusable for a second-year head coach. Okay. Was it Eberflus who didn't block that guy on Justin's 4th-and-1 run? Was it Eberflus who dropped the long touchdown pass in the first quarter from Fields? No. Now, I'm not absolving him, Crazy Ace. I'm not absolving him at all because it's on your watch. Okay? It's on your watch. However, players play, coaches coach. Now, if you want to sit there and say the giving up of the double-digit lead, okay. I'm with you 100%. All right, dropping a man in coverage who's 300 fucking pounds. No, I'm with you. And to his credit, he said, "Yeah, I got to make a better call. I got to make a better call." All right. Here's the thing: do you want a 300-pound guy getting there, or do you want a smaller guy getting to the quarterback? You want the guy to get there faster, so you get a smaller, quicker guy. Therein lies the problem. And that was a great play. Like, people act, okay? People act like the Bears are every move the Bears make is supposed to work. Do you realize all those other guys get paid too? Do you realize the other coaching staff gets paid too? Do you realize it's a game of chess? Do you realize you're dealing with a former MVP Super Bowl winner? And yes, he was playing Call of Duty a month ago. I get it. But there's certain things when you're able to spot that, a defensive lineman, oh shit. And you saw him drift to the right and then put it up over him, knowing he ain't got no vert. Other teams make adjustments too. We can't just say, well, the Bears did this, they suck. Well, what about the other teams that make adjustments as well? Now, our adjustments need to be better. Don't get me wrong. Believe me, I'm not absolving the Bears staff at all. At all. I'm not absolving Justin. But when you're getting coached by a shit coach, your play is capped. The level of your play is capped. When you get a guy who knows how to maximize your play, your potential, as I think we can all agree, the potential for Justin Fields is unlimited. Okay? Players got to play. If we hit that touchdown early, this is a different game. Tyler Scott catches that one where he had to go up and get it, it's a different game. And the Hail Mary doesn't count. Who knows? all these little things. And yeah, don't get me wrong. It's on his watch. It's on his watch. It goes on his record. But don't throw that in. And this is why you don't listen to national people. Because like, well, Justin record is 6 in this. But they were set up to fail last year. They failed his first year. So you're asking Justin to come in with a lame duck coach, learn a new system, start after 4 games, learning a new system, have no blocking, get sacked 9 times, get hit another 11 times in his first year. It's not. You need an environment conducive to growing, to developing, and that hasn't been there. Let's see. So let me ask you, Shawn, do you feel the Bears wait too long to adjust? Sometimes it feels like they wait entire quarter. Yes, they wait too damn long. Yes. Here's what you have to understand. You have to understand that I just told you, other people get paid too. Their coaching staff gets paid. Their players get paid. Their players were All-Americans, All-Conference, postseason award winners in college. Their players are that too. So you have to say, okay, when I run this, when we start running this, what are they going to do to stop it? And this is where you get your defensive guys involved. You're talking offense. Here's where Matt Eberflus comes in handy, big time. We're running this, we get success. What are you going to do to stop this? Well, I would probably do this, and this. Excellent. So when they stop it, when they make an adjustment, here's the adjustment we're going to make. So you practice this formation, this scheme, okay? And it's working. Boom. First quarter. Other team all right, second quarter, they make an adjustment. Boom. We come back with our adjustment immediately. So now they have to make an adjustment again. And if we're real good, you have to say, okay, after they make their first adjustment, what do we do? Boom, we do this. Cool. After they make their second adjustment, what do we do? That's a great coaching staff. You have to be 2 steps ahead because they're going to make an adjustment. If anything is successful, they're going to make an adjustment. You got to be ready for it. You have to counter it. And then when they come back for an adjustment with that, you have to counter that. Yes, they wait far too long. And it doesn't even seem like they make adjustments at halftime. Although Bears have a good defense, hasn't given up a point. In the last 5, 6 games, 7 games, haven't given up a point in the third quarter. So it seems like, Eberflus is now calling the defense. I don't buy the hype from national media about Fields. I hope whether he's here next year or another team, he does. And you know what? And that's the thing. It's like we haven't had a quarterback that's talented. And when people say you bring in a new offensive coordinator and they say, well, now he's got to learn another offense. Well, guess what? If he goes to another team, he's got to learn another offense. So why not keep him here with the people he's comfortable with the people who look up to him as a leader? Put some more pieces around him and let him go to work. Let him go to work. Now, yeah. It's not a difficult game. Sometimes, if you let people develop, look at Dak Prescott. I'm not a Dak Prescott fan. 4th rounder, able to develop. They trusted him. They built a defense around him. They got him wide receivers. Now he's in the MVP conversation. Talk about Brock Purdy. If you want to talk about Brock Purdy, and you want to talk about how awesome Brock Purdy is legitimate. He is probably the front runner for MVP of the NFL in 2023. He's probably the front runner. How? Well, because he's coach. So if you're going to address and credit the coaching that Brock Purdy has received from Shanahan, then you also must address the lack of coaching that Justin Fields has had from Getsy and Nagy. Can't have it both ways. You can't say he's good because of his coach over here and he sucks because he sucks. Well, no. Coaching is vital at every level. Otherwise, why have coaches? Why have coaches? You know, and I talked about, and I say this, like the tough love, like the pussification of football is frustrating to me. Justin Fields needs to be coached a certain way. I know exactly how to coach him. You need to get in his face and say, look, stop playing around. I need you to, I need 3-step drop out of the gun, this, and the ball's got to come out. I need a 5-step drop. It's got to come out. We're going to go before practice. We're working on 3-step drops, 5-step drops, getting that ball out, period. And when you don't do it, we're going to have an issue. When you don't do it, we're going to have an issue. And you know what else I'm going to do to help you? I'm going to put you under center. So you got the ball here. You can watch downfield. You don't have to watch the ball, take your eyes off of downfield for a split second and allow coverages to move and then not be able to decipher them because you're catching the ball for a split second. This is where coaching comes in. Yes, he is, which is why he's doing well. And if you get a good coach, to coach Justin Fields will do well with his talent, with his skill set. I heard they didn't have buzzers at training camp to get the ball out, or if they did, or if they even do that anymore either. Yeah, you usually have that, but there's got to be, like, there's no, you know, I've said it a million times. Football is the alpha sport of alpha sports. You got to be able to get in someone's face. You got to be able to say, you're not doing what I need done. Justin, stop the lackadaisical drop back. Stop holding the ball too long. First read, second read, check down, run. Period. First read, second read, check down, run. And when they start spying and you have more time, now you can hold the ball a little longer. But until that time, you must follow this. First read, second read, check down, run. Period. Because it's going to put the defense in a bind. So if he has that coached into him, and every time he doesn't do it, look, you didn't do it. Here's a consequence. You didn't do it. Here's a consequence. You didn't do it. I asked. This is what I need from you. You saw Sean Payton, what he did in Denver. Russell Wilson, diva, like a Mother Hubbard. What did he do? Remember, first thing is like, dude, you got to stop kissing babies and play football. What else did he do? Took away his special parking space. Remember, Russell's been a diva from Jump Street. Have you heard Richard Sherman talk about it? Have you heard him? Richard Sherman would talk about, man, he was pissed because Pete Carroll, like, yeah, don't get on Russell. And Richard Sherman's like, what do you mean don't get on Russell? We're all accountable to each other here in the Legion of Boom. We're all accountable. You screwing up, we getting in each other's face. Like, you got to man up, son. No, don't leave Russ alone. That was the reason he fell out. So now Russell's still on this diva bullshit. And Sean Payton's like, nah, you know what? Fuck that. Your personal parking space that you get in front of gone. The extra room for your locker, gone. You're with everybody else. I understand you're the leader, but you have to be with your people. You have to be with the people that you are leading. And not saying Justin's not. I'm saying Justin needs to come. They need to come down on Justin to make him play better. Because if players see you're coming down on your star player, everybody else falls in line. Everybody falls in line. Period. I am not wrong on this. If anyone thinks I'm wrong, tell me. But you know damn well, if you've ever dealt with kids, if you've ever coached, if you've ever taught, if you got kids, when you come down to the oldest one, everybody else falls in line. They're not doing that. And I don't mean to be disrespectful to Justin. I don't mean to pick on him. No. What I'm saying is, when he doesn't play well, you get his ass just like you get on someone else's ass. Because that tells everybody, man, this coach is treating us all fairly. Not equally, fairly. And as a player, you want to know that we're all not above being or having our ass chewed out by the coach when we screw up. As a player, anyone, if you play ball, is that true or not? They say it's true. We have to be honest brokers with each other. Yeah. Every championship team I was on, every championship team I coached, the players, the coaches were on. It didn't matter. Dude, I was a star running back on most of the teams I was at. If I fumbled, most of the guys like, hey, get it next time, get it next time. Okay, that's good for positive. But coach was like, hey, don't fumble that goddamn ball again. Because now you know you're putting your responsibility to your teammates. I can't fumble because it hurts his team. I can't continue to lollygag on my drop back because it hurts his team. I have to keep a rhythm to hit these throws to help my team win. What did I tell you? If you take care of the little things, there are no big things. Little things, taking the ball from under center. Little things, getting back quickly. 1, 2, 3, throw. Watch Brock Purdy. Watch Brock Purdy or watch year one with Justin. There are plenty of times you see him 1, 2, 3, throw, come up, fire. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, come up, fire. And that's under Nagy, and he sucked. But he had that was good about him. This coddling of star players has to stop. You're making millions. If your feelings are hurt, get out of the goddamn NFL. Because this is men. They are grown men playing against grown men. Alpha egos versus alpha egos on your team and against opponents. And if you can't stand me telling you, stop doing this, stop doing that, grow the fuck up, stop kissing babies, if that hurts your feelings, you're in the wrong goddamn sport. You're in the wrong sport. Because where I come from, we hold each other accountable. The way I was raised, teammates hold each other accountable. The way I was brought up, coaches hold players responsible, accountable. It didn't matter if you're the star quarterback or the star linebacker or the star offensive lineman or the star wide receiver or the star DB or the star running back. You got held accountable for when you fucked up. Well, here's a little secret. That's called life. Shh. Stop coddling Justin. And I tell you what, Justin will respond to that. I guarantee you he will respond to that type of coaching. Guarantee. You know why? He's a cop's kid. He's a good soldier. Justin, I need you to do this. Okay, great. Justin, I need you to do that. Stop doing that, Justin. I need this. It's got to be better. He will respond to that type of coaching. When he knows you care, he will respond accordingly. Man, you got me fired up. Man, 2 hours is coming on. I want to thank my guest, Lester Wilfong Jr., for coming out talking Bears with us. Great stuff. Listen, we'll see you on Friday. We haven't decided what we're going to do for Monday, all right, because it's post-Bear game, but it's also Christmas Day, so I'll let you know on Friday. All right, it's beautiful out here in Chicago. Enjoy it with your loved ones. Hey, do me a favor. Send someone that you haven't sent in a while. Send them a text. Say you're thinking about them, you love them, and you miss them. It's the holidays. If you could guise it as that, hey, just thinking about you for the happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, whatever you celebrate, okay? It'll go a long way. Make sure your loved ones know that you love them, all right? So everyone here at Sports Zone Chicago, Elliot Baez, our executive producer, Clarence Council, our social media guy, my co-host, in absentia, Maya. I'm your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra. Guys, have a great one. This show will be replayed at 6 tonight, 6 p.m. So if you missed it, go back and check it out, all righty? And I'll see you on Friday. Same bad time, same bad channel. Until then, I'm out.